What is going on, everybody? It is your observant lineman here, Uche Waneri, and this is Lineman Life Live. And today we have our Tiermaker Week 6 in line for you guys. I know you guys are ready to go through these teams, see who's facing off against who. But I wanted to first welcome my panel to the live stream. As always, 5 Point Vids, Urinating Tree, here as my regular co-host. And Justin Blaylock, he's regular on Monday. He's here as well, former Atlanta Falcon. And also we have a special guest tonight. 15 years in the NFL. All-Pro. Author. MBA.
Yes.
Mr. Taquillo Spikes from the
What's happening, man? What's up?
What's up, brother?
TKO
doing,
finally made it on with you guys. I've been hearing a lot. The Behind the Mask podcast is traveling, and we are on the Lineman Life Live.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome in. Welcome in. Now, I know you on defense and you're a linebacker, but this is O-line land here, son. So, turn the hat forward, bend the brim a little bit, and make a point for your boy. Who we got? Who's the call? You know what I mean? No. But Taquillo Spikes, everybody, hey, do me a favor. Everybody, check out his YouTube channel, Behind the Mask Podcast. Tell us a little bit about your channel, man. I want to let you explain it, because when I went and saw it, and some of my audience has been on my live streams when I've actually browsed through your channel, and just we're amazed with the kind of work that you guys are doing over there. So talk a little bit about your podcast.
Yeah, bro. It's we're coming up on the 100th episode, so we've been doing this thing for a minute. Myself, co-host Tutan Reyes, one of your offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Right, Blaylock? So, but man, it came together. It first started with the book, my photography coffee table book. Not only did I take the images in it, but I also wrote it as well, alongside Michael B. Jordan. It's another Michael B. Jordan here in Atlanta. But that's where it all started, man. And so volume 1 of my photography coffee table book, titled Behind the Mask, it was about linebackers and some of the greatest linebackers that played the game. And I just went around for 2 years and I got them sharing their story of how did they become great? What made them an outlier? And so fast forward, it turned into the Behind the Mask podcast, because one of the things that I really appreciated was having an opportunity to sit down in the presence of greatness, similar to what I'm doing right now with you guys, and just sharing untold stories and having unfiltered stories. And so that's how it led up to where we are now. The YouTube side, we are on YouTube. We drop an episode every week, so make sure everybody check out the Behind the Mask podcast. We got some good, juicy stuff. Some of the guests that we've had on, Terrell Owens, Calvin Johnson,
Stars.
Who else? London Fletcher. I think about who was some of the guys. My God, Uche, help me out. I can't.
Dude, y'all had Olympians on there.
We had Olympians.
I just subscribed. Yeah, I'm seeing Vernon Davis was on.
Davis just dropped. That episode is out. Yep.
A lot of star power on this. I subscribe, so I'm loving it already.
Yeah, man. So that's what we do. We just kind of chop it up, man. We talk about fatherhood, relationships, business ventures. We talk about social issues, and the last thing I would like to say is just the aspect of talking about untold stories as if we're sitting in the locker room. So that's the good stuff, bro. So that's that's where we are, man. So make sure everybody find us on YouTube and lock in, man, because we got some stories to tell and share.
Yeah, man, and that's great, and like I said, I went through the YouTube channel. The first time I went through it, I was just like, I was sitting there watching episodes back to back. Like, damn. I mean, that's when, you know what that is? That's when I hit y'all up and was like, yo, what's up with Sap?
This story.
Yeah, he
Oh,
knows
Lord.
exactly what the fuck my story about Sack is. Yes. I told that story yesterday about Sack. Now, obviously, y'all looked out, y'all linked me with him, and it wasn't nothing about y'all. It was about him.
Well, you know, Sap in particular, bro. You know what I mean?
He's
he
particular,
had his
all
moments.
right. Fucking defensive linemen particular, defensive players particular, discriminates against old linemen. That's what he does.
Because he used to destroy y'all all the time.
Shit, that's not what I saw when I was a rookie. It's not what I saw.
That wasn't prime Sap, though, man. He got his money.
Hey, I don't care what it was. It was a Sap I saw in real life in full 3D, and he was getting patty caked by Tony Pashos.
Oh,
Passios did him like that. Passios didn't do him like that.
He was getting patty caked by Tony Pashos. Chris Naoli. Yeah.
Chris Naoli wasn't bad, though.
Chris Naoli, yeah, that's Chris Naoli. Chris Naoli and Vince Manuel, those were the cats who taught me how to play guard.
Right, yeah.
Shoot.
You stick around long enough, you're gonna be a guy.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front. What's his name from Cincinnati got me a couple times. Man, he pissed me off. They just released him last year, I think. What was his name? He was their best DT. He was like
Geno Atkins, right?
Geno Atkins.
Oh,
That
yeah,
son of a bitch. He was good.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
like,
nice.
why do I have to play the whole play? I don't have to run the whole play.
Is it surprising though to see Geno is he playing for somebody now?
Let me check.
I think so. I feel like I just saw him the other
I
week.
feel like I thought that I heard he went to no, that was a Carlos Dunlap.
Yeah.
Went to Seattle.
It says he's a free agent still. They cut him like 2021, but it looks like there's nothing there. I know Dunlap got signed.
Yeah, he's
But nothing on Atkins
Dunlap
yet.
went to Seattle.
Probably
Dunlap went to
someone right now.
Seattle.
Geno
Geno
deserved-
Atkins was the hardest defensive tackle I played against outside of and I only say this person because of the 1 year. He was like my introduction to the NFL, and it kind of traumatized me my first year. And I was going up against Hainsworth in his contract year. The only year that he really just beasted.
Listen, I know everybody got the business that year.
And that year, everybody got the business.
Everybody
dude.
got the juice.
Yeah,
And
I
that was
got
my
it.
first game as a starter. Like, I was like, I don't even know the plays like that. I wasn't paying attention in meetings this week. I didn't think I was going to be starting.
Hazer, he was a genius. Like, he threw it all out there for 1 year and then got that contract and was like, yeah.
Oh, and literally
Oh,
laid on the field watching a play. Like,
Yeah. He's like, I am paid no matter what. I mean, that's just genius. He just threw it out there 1 year and then was like, all right, I'm just going to cruise.
I think he
For the
parlayed that into like 2 more deals though.
oh, then
went
he
to,
ended up in Tampa. Oh, dude, don't
yeah.
worry. I played against him every year of my career, and I didn't like that. When he was in Tampa, I was like, damn. No. When he went to Washington, I was like, oh, thank God he's out of the AFC South. The next year, our schedule comes out. Jacksonville, Washington. I'm like, God damn. And then he goes from Washington to Tampa. I'm like, okay, he's in Tampa. We don't play against the NFC South. Schedule comes out. Tampa at Jacksonville. I'm like, oh my God, come on.
Got him again.
Hey, that was the first play of the game. I looked at him. I said, damn, I just can't get rid of you, can he? He said, nope, sure can't. I said,
What's it gonna be today? What we doing?
oh, man. All right. So let's get into it. So just kind of start things off, just kind of want to go around and let's have a little conversation about this whole NFL email situation with the Washington football team, because it appears that it is not letting up. We have Adam Schefter, who is the next name that is so happened to pop up on the radar since this stuff broke last Friday with John Gruden and his situation as it snowballed into a resignation. And now we got John Gruden. We got Adam Schefter, and we have a situation where he is basically allowing for the president of the Washington football team, or the Washington Redskins, to basically proofread an entire article that he was doing on the Washington football team. Now, the thing that's really catching on Twitter is the fact that he called him Mr. Editor, which obviously that is somewhat a submissive angle to take as somebody who's supposed to have journalistic integrity. But we know this is a business. So, I mean, what do y'all think about the situation as it's unfolding with him?
I have a huge question. Like, who's leaking these emails? Like, who's responsible for this getting out there? For one, like, I have no idea who the source is of these leaked emails. Like, is it a pissed off employee, or is it the government? Is it the NFL? Because the last thing the NFL want is this shit out there, right? And that's my first question. That's my first point. Second point is there has to be an expectation of privacy in your life, in your activities, like in when you communicate with people. If they were to take our phones and go through our texts, all of us, and they were to show our texts, we'd all be fucking canceled. I don't really care. Easily. Like and that's not just the people here on the panel. I'm talking about all y'all that are watching this too.
Anybody, period.
Anybody,
don't nobody.
Find
you ask somebody if you try to snatch somebody's phone out of their hand. That is akin to like asking, like, come on, man. That's like the one thing you will get shot for that. Somebody will do something to you.
I'd rather give you my
take
wallet.
their phone,
right?
Because it don't matter how much a person puts out the image of purity or self-righteousness to the world. Once you get a hold of their phone, things is going to change.
Right. And people are going to lose jobs. They're going to lose careers over this for joking with their friends. You know, like there might be, some people using language that they joke with their friends, but in that context you're not going to be able to tell that it's a joke, or they're just going to hone in on that and be like, oh, this strength trainer you called such and such an F or something like that, or said that, and it's gonna get ugly. And I just don't know who's leaking these emails, because the last thing Roger Goodell wants is these emails out there, and it's going to expose some ugly parts of the industry that is football.
Well, if you were kind of like paying attention from the outside, you knew there was a lot of crazy stuff going on with Washington. I mean, just like even all the grumblings that were coming out back then. Just watch it be like Dan Snyder's the one releasing this info, trying to get the heat off him. Just watch that.
Could be.
I could see it happening too. He's the kind of sly dude that would do that.
What you think, Justin?
It's easy to go like full conspiracy theorist. For a second, I thought maybe Urban Meyer, get some heat off me.
Urban got a pass.
Here.
Oh shit!
Look what he's doing. But we're sitting here, we're chopping it up, talking a certain way. If I'm talking to you, like, it's because we talk that way. So if these guys are communicating in such a way, they're comfortable enough to speak to each other like this, all parties are saying the same type of shit. And that is going to snowball. I mean, if these emails get released, god dang.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to have anybody. I mean, there's some cats really sweating right now. Like, ooh, man, let me clear this history up real quick. Do I gotta connect at AT&T or something? I need to delete all this shit.
So for me, and when you think about how did this stuff get public, I mean, honestly, it was gonna be public. I feel like these kind of things are gonna be public because the NFL cannot, on one hand, promote that, hey, we want to be this kind of league. We want to have this kind of image. We want to put these things in the back of our end zone, these things on the back of our helmets. They can't say that and then hide that these things are being said or these things are being, people are acting this way. I mean, nobody's really talking about this, but one of my biggest questions of the Gruden situation that has not been even like approached at this point is who got those pictures of the cheerleaders from the Washington football team? Who got those pictures? How did those pictures become something that exists that's being passed around by executives in the for a National Football League team?
And all this stuff.
We've heard rumblings of things happening in other countries, passports being held for certain reasons.
Escorts in Costa Rica.
Escorts in Coast Bay. That's what I'm talking about. Like, if this is if John Gruden was the first head to roll, he was the easiest head to roll down the aisle. That's the easiest one. So with all these things that are kind of hanging over the head of the Washington football team with 650,000 emails, you telling me those were the worst? Those can't be the worst. I feel like the NFL has to just be trying to figure out how to like get some of these out or have them brought to the public sphere without the NFL necessarily being like implicated in the shit. What you think, Spikes?
It's an intro. This is the intro of a modern day soap opera, what we're about to see. And when you look at it, bro, it's like, it all started with the, I call it conduct detrimental, what they used to do to us, inside of the locker room, but it was going on inside of the front office of the Washington football team. And then Jason Wright, he was hired to come on and change the culture. With doing that, you got to go and scrub all through the emails and see who was down for the cause and who was not down for the cause. And obviously, that led to where we are today. But, I think you see John Gruden and yeah, he is the first head to roll. But, bro, best believe it's going to be plenty more, like plenty more. When you talk about Pandora's box really was open. And it's like somebody asked me about it, bro, and I was like, I'm not even really surprised, though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not surprised from the aspect because for that amount of emails going out over X amount of time,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Somebody's going to slip.
But you see how it started out in the beginning? It was one email, and it was like just talking about DeMaurice Smith. Then the homophobic language came out, the hatred, the prejudice. Then all of that backed up into it, and now Mark Davis had to make a decision, which he still didn't really make a. Who cares who made a decision? But I just didn't like the fact to see John Gruden up there. And at his press conference, he's trying to get in front of it, but then saying he's not going to answer any more questions with it because he's done. Bruh, who are you to get up in front of a press conference after you've done wrong and you're going to tell people I'm not taking any more questions? For me, I was just like, wow, look at the privilege right there. The sense of entitlement. And so that was very disturbing, bro, because somebody asked me about it yesterday, and I was like, I'm not surprised because it's plenty of people that will have these conversations and write emails and then turn around in your face and smile and just to make it more reality, real life. I think the disappointing thing is knowing every day you go inside of that locker room, and when you face the men in that locker room, it's 70+% men of color, black. And you got the audacity to continue that type of behavior and talk. And it wasn't just one time.
Right.
You do it for years. And now you won't sit up here and say you're done talking about it. It don't work that way, bro. And like he's getting what he deserved. I don't feel sorry for him at all.
No, I think nobody does, honestly. No. Like, I mean, and now it's because we have proof. Like you can say that he's an older coach, or you can suspect these type of things until you have that proof. And now we do. It's like, all right, it's time to throw him in the meat grinder and just
Pretty much.
call it a day. It's like he's
Like,
done.
The moment those extra emails came out, it's like he's fucked. Like, there's no way you can go back into that locker room with a guy who publicly came out of the closet that summer while saying, like, you know,
while working
F-bomb.
for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And you can't. I mean, especially with some of the comments he made about that. I mean, I don't think anybody cares that Carl Nassib's gay. That's just like he's a football player. And the problem is, I feel like they attacked a football player like that, even if he meant it or not. So you can't go back in that locker room. And that's why I think like Mark Davis made him an ultimatum. It's okay. You're either going to resign with a little shred of dignity you've left, or we are going to fire you with cause. Either way, you're not getting your money. Like that $70 million, that's gone. Or like 65 plus or something.
Yeah, he had a 10-year contract. He would have been employed or bought out. Had he not, messed up like that.
So Mark Davis gets to save a little money, and
just to speak a little bit about the whole expectation of privacy thing. See, that's and Spikes and Justin, y'all both know this. Once you in the NFL is a different world. It's not the same world. It's not. It doesn't play by the same rules as the typical world of a regular citizen, right? You have expectations of privacy. In the NFL, if you're anything that uses the NFL, the shield, the lettering, anything that is officially connected to the NFL is literally under sovereign control of the NFL. So there is no expectation of privacy. Like once you are using an NFL email address, whatever it may be, regardless of if it's today or 10 years ago, the NFL will get those emails. They'll get them. They probably have them backed up anyways, and they just went through them. So it's different in that regard. I had an argument with somebody on Twitter about this, where I told them, like, no, see, that's what you don't get. There is no expectation of privacy when you're on their dime, and it's in your contract.
Yeah.
When you sign with them, they say, everything that you do that has our logo on it, that's associated with our brand, we have control over. If you get in trouble in your house, in your own private time, because you are signed to us, we can fuck you over, and you don't even have to get charged with nothing. You don't even have. It could be a complaint filed against you. Right. We can suspend you indefinitely if we feel like it. Doesn't matter. Oh, yeah. There is no privacy for you, and that's what we all sign up for.
Yeah, and they know they have this over you too, right? Like the whole time, because they know that you love playing football, and that you don't want to put that at jeopardy for any reason. Like you couldn't talk freely like this you can talk freely as long, but there's like if we were signed with our team still right now, we could talk like this, but there's a certain line, there's a certain level of you cannot cross this line of any kind of what would you call it? You can't going against the not even going against the grain. You can only show so much dissent before you cross a line, and then it's conduct detrimental.
Yeah, so so it's like, I think that's with any corporation, though, that they're bringing in a lot of money and they're paying you a lot of money. You can't bite the hand that feeds you, right? So you look at it now, and I salute and I applaud the guys now, even in today's game. I go back to last year, and you see the guys who got together and they made the video, and they pretty much came in with a strong arm towards the league, telling them these are the initiatives that I want you guys to jump on board and follow us. If this league is about what's the title everybody likes to say, football is family. Well, if it's family, this is what we want to see you to turn your initiatives to be able to support us. So like I mean I get it, you know what I mean, and I salute the young men in there today because they are brave and they don't have a problem. I think about Carl Nassib right now. Hell, I ain't never heard of nobody taking a personal day in the NFL.
Hey,
But-
for real.
But he did it
That was
today.
unheard of.
That, like, dude, if you get sick, I don't
still
care
go-
if you got pneumonia. Laylock, what they tell you if you got pneumonia, what do they tell you to do if you're at home?
Hey, come up to the training room.
Come
We'll
on
fix
in.
it.
Yeah. Come on in. Ain't no sick days here, motherfucker.
Got you.
Come on in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that bad kid at school, and you get in trouble and you go home and you think you finna play the PlayStation. Your mama's like, hell no. You gonna sit your ass there. If you bad or if you say you sick, you won't be at home and you won't stay sick. That's how they do it. But to that point, like, how if you're John Gruden, how can you stand in front of the team and the first openly gay player comes out before the season? Like, I'm sure he felt some type of way, and he should feel some type of way, because the NFL, the office in New York, they made it clear, guys, we got your back. Last year, before he even came out, they even came out during this month saying, this is coming out day. We want to support any guys in the National Football League who are gay, because we believe diversity and inclusion. And so like, kudos to him, man. Like, I feel him. Hell, man, take another day too. For real.
Like, I've never heard of a personal day ever. I've never heard of like just a rest. Well, for vets, you get like 1 day every 2 days, 1 day every 3 days, where they pick a vet. You ain't practicing that day. But like, to just be like, you know what, I'm good. I'm gonna chill today. I'm a little tight. We never heard of that. But
Yeah, PTO.
the players, like you said, the players, and this is something that I was saying when I was playing. Like, when we got to that 2010 CBA, I was like, we can control these cats. We really can control the owners if we want to. We just got to be willing to like sit in. You know what I mean? Like, because I was of the mindset in 2010 that we weren't going to play at least one game throughout the one regular season game for the CBA to get exactly what we wanted, because they're not going to pass up on. They're not going to let their money go down the drain, and they're not going to replace us. That's not possible. Like it was, back in the replacement days in the 80s. They can't do that. So we're gonna. If the players don't realize the kind of power that they actually have, then the owners are going to do whatever they want, and the owners protect the owners. That's all they doing. And even with this, I feel like the Redskins are probably the most protected franchise in the NFL, though. I feel like they're one of the most protected franchises in the NFL, because Dan Snyder, that cat probably has some dirt on somebody, on some people, because he's fuck you rich, you know what I mean?
And you see with powerful people, it's just like Chris Carter said, you got to have a fall guy. They have fall guys all around them. Someone will take the blame. They could be caught on camera and they'll still get a fall guy, or someone will bear the brunt of that and be like, oh, I can't believe I had an assistant that led me to that massage parlor, and I thought that it was a legitimate massage parlor.
Yeah. You know what I mean? The owner of the damn Patriots, just all of a sudden they forget that they arrested this cat for purchasing prostitutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you're that powerful, you live a life of untouchableness that's not going to affect you unless you're just caught on tape murdering someone. Like, and even then they could call it into question.
If you have enough money, you're fine. You can get away with any goddamn thing you want. Money is the ultimate privilege.
Hey, Gruden was making $10 million a year, so like,
he's not NFL
but that's
owner
like
powerful though.
No, when he's just got enough to buy a nice place in LA.
It's pennies to the owners,
right?
Also, they might have a little back room deal in place. He might have got bought out. We just
they might have bought him out with some black money.
And we just don't know.
With some unaccounted for
money. He was
like,
all right, I'll just walk away and
I'm not gonna just step away for $100 million. Just because I look like shit. I gotta fight this. That's too much money.
What about?
I don't care how I look.
So what y'all think about Adam Schefter? Uche, you brought it up earlier. Mr. Editor, when he was trying to get his story published, I'm assuming from Bruce Allen. It's a level of when you're a journalist, you got to have a certain level of integrity, right?
Yeah.
So here again, I'm not surprised on that because I don't know if you guys are, but how in the hell does Adam Schefter be knowing so much anyway before players?
That's what he be knowing it like he be having like a 24-hour head start on shit.
So I'm just saying, bro, like I can't believe it just happened one time. If you're in the business of reporting like that, you're gonna get information. And in order for you to get information, that means you're going to construct a story however they want you to construct it. So I just wanted to get y'all take on that though, bro.
Schefter has become the guy. Oh, tequila gone. Schefter. Oh, there you go. Tricked us. Schefter has become that guy that is the insider because they trust him and they put him in position so that they could trust him, and that he's used as a tool by the league. You know, it's kind of like this. It's like, why is the border between Mexico and USA? Why do drugs freely go back and forth when we know it's happening? Because the money's being made on this side of the border. Okay, that's where the money's going, and it's going into a lot of it. It's the same thing with Schefter, and I know that's a broad reach right there of comparing the drug trade to what Adam Schefter does, but he was put in place to be that tool, to be the arm of the NFL to get the right information out. And it's very rare that it's a two-way street because they're like, he's like, hey, if you fuck with me with bad information, like you're the one that's going to look bad, not me. Right. And so I just think that that's commonplace and that I don't think there's going to be much fallout. I think Schefter will go right back to business doing what he does, because he can brush that off. He can be like, yeah, I want to get my facts straight, you know. And when in real life, he was waiting to see if Bruce Allen was going to scrub his article,
what he wanted in it and what he didn't want in it. And the crazy thing is that what happened with Adam Schefter like a year or two ago? I think it was 2 years ago. Something happened with some NFL players with somehow about how he was reporting something where he looked really bad. I forget what it was, but
I remember there was the
medical reports. I know that.
I remember the thing with Aaron Rodgers at the draft. I remember that. Yeah,
the speculative reporting.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Schefter directly, but I mean, there was a major.
Schefter was the first, and then he went on Dan Patrick and didn't really have a source for it, or he didn't want to reveal it.
Right. Yeah. Schefter kind of manipulated the journalism scape to get clicks. And then I forget whether it was Schefter or Rappaport that really violated JPP's HIPAA rights when they showed pictures of his hand being blown the fuck up.
Yeah,
and like, I was like, dude, that's not cool, man. Like, this is a medical issue. I get it that it was a tragic accident, but we don't need that level of access into players' lives.
We don't want to see his mangled hand.
Yeah,
that's Hippocratic Oath issue.
Yeah,
and there was a lot of players who were like, Schefter's always been a snake. He's always been like that guy who tries to manipulate, but he's not doing it because he wants to like elevate anybody. He's doing it because he wants to be the first one to drop a story on somebody. Positive or negative, mostly negative.
Pressure of journalism, man. You got to be the first.
Yeah, first, even if you're not right. So apologize later.
Oh yeah, people remember first.
To get in his position, you're gonna have to do some questionable shit, maybe finesse a couple times to get that level of elevation that he's now got, to have that machine behind him. I mean, hell, you slap a ESPN on my neck, I can get some information from people.
Right. You can text people, people, you can get sources. The thing is, like, people, it's just like the paparazzi too. Like, the paparazzi gets called to those situations when a celebrity is out. They don't just happen upon bullshit. They're called there and known. Adam Schefter is getting text and qualified information from people because they know that he's not going to name them as a source, but they know that it's credible information. So he just does his thing. The thing is, if you're going to play a hoe's game, you're a hoe. That's what Schefter is. He's in the game, and that's how
he's being hoed. He's being pimped by the
hoard out.
He's an expensive hoe.
Oh, he's an expensive
hoe. He's gonna be a hoe. He's an expensive hoe.
He is. All right.
My question, I want to rewind a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
So what if you are somebody in the NFL that's a coach now or something that has changed, right? That, maybe 20 years ago said something derogatory, or even 10 years ago. Like, do you get out in front of that
You better
now?
jump out today.
Yeah. You better be like, yo.
Ooh, if you got dirt and you know it's coming out, you better start talking about it right now. Be like, yo, look.
You better get ahead of it.
That's
Exactly,
what's
bro.
happening. Y'all don't
There
know
was
what's different now.
Press conference from the church with your pastor right next to you.
Yeah.
Just with his hand on your shoulder. I'm a changed man, I swear. I promise. I'm
Got my
telling
wife,
you. I'm
kids,
changed. Please. Please.
Everybody.
I don't want to stop coaching football.
Got my mama next to me. I mean, you got a full spin.
Another question. When y'all are out there, right? And Uche, you told me one time that you had a mic under your shoulder pad so they could get that collision. And I'm sure that how aware are you that people are listening when y'all are playing out on the field? And do you censor what you're saying when it's
I don't censor anything. Mainly because I don't talk too much. Mainly because I'm pretty tired while I'm playing. And I don't have the energy to just be having conversations with motherfuckers on the field. Now, if we get to talking shit, I might give you a sentence or two, but I'm not, I ain't got the energy for that. I just ain't got it. I mean, you're focused right in that moment, right? So there's not a ton of banter with O-linemen unless it's some shit that's going on. Yeah. Backers, I mean, I be seeing how the DBs really are the DBs be just running around, just talking, jawing, and it's like, bruh, get your
it's like they got three lungs out there, dog.
Right.
Real though.
It must be really easy to be a defensive back because they talk the whole fucking game.
They talk the whole game. I'm like, bro, you ain't tired?
Move at the same time, and these fuckers are right here talking shit. Like, God dang, don't you have to listen to a play call or anything? Like, what are y'all looking at? So I got that guy.
No, I mean, but there's mics everywhere. There's mics on the field that pick up, pick up your voice, but it's whatever.
Yeah, they censor it. Like NFL film. You would be surprised the amount of shit they hear. NFL film.
Now, when you get to the sideline on the bench, there's a lot of shit being talked on the bench.
Yeah,
a lot of shit. Some, and hell, a quarter of it ain't even about football.
Right. Hey, if someone gets
talking about random shit,
someone has it. But if that kind of audio gets out,
they'd be like,
that's why I'm saying there needs to be privacy, because I think y'all as players, the shit that you talk on the sidelines, if that ever got out, people are getting canceled for that too. It's such a double-edged sword, and I think that's why that you're not going to be authentic and you're not going to be who you are on the sidelines if you know that everything is being recorded every second of every minute. You're just going to sit down and not say a word, I would think.
Yeah.
No,
I'd be a robot.
Yeah, but it's not like I called it like I saw it. You know what I mean? So it made me mad. There ain't nobody giving a shit about no microphone on the sideline.
Hey, that's true though. That is true.
Real though.
There's really no watching your shit on the when you're out there. You just talk.
If Uche or Blaylock cut me, I'm coming back to the sideline. That motherfucker cut me. I'm gonna break his goddamn neck. That's the conversation we have. And
you try and cut me that next play, I swear to God.
For real though. But that's that's what makes good TV. Right. The emotions, baby. The emotions.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. It's definitely the emotions get charged up at certain moments in the game. For me, it was always, against teams that were the rivals, right? So we played the Colts. Yeah. There was one year when our coaches were harping on us, getting down the field, and this was the last year of the true peel the pile year. Peel the pile. And peeling the pile is an old lineman just coming in late, right before the whistle, and just knock somebody clean. And hey, I had perfected it that year. That was the year that I got my extension. So I was just taking liberties and just trying to destroy. He got paid
for peeling the pile.
Right. Oh my goodness! I peeled the pile on what was his name? The middle linebacker for the Colts, short.
Gary Brackett.
Ooh!
You ain't do
Boy,
bracket like that.
I did bracket so dirty. I was like, damn, I might get a fine for that shit because they didn't throw no flag. They didn't throw no flag. They were kind of holding up Maurice, and I came running from the numbers. I was just, you see me on the film, just, and I just said, boom, and bracket just go flying. DBs were like, motherfucker, look, hey, ref. And I just walked back to the huddle. No flag, right? I'm like, okay, I think I'm good. No flag. Wednesday comes.
You got that FedEx?
15,000, motherfucker.
Oh, now they'll flag
turned
at
that one
15
in.
yards
They
and
turned
eject
that
you
one
for
in for
that
me.
shit.
Hey, they would have ejected me for that shit this year. But
That's got to
yeah.
piss you off too. I don't
You
care
gotta
how much
waste that
money you
thank you.
have. 15 grand is gonna piss you off.
oh hell, I mean, you know, I appealed it and they lowered it to like 10, but
10.
it's
Okay.
still it's
Hey, it's still something.
it's still like I'm like, please, I just got to make it. Just make it. If I get to Wednesday by lunchtime, then I'm
And
good.
No one saw it.
Hey.
They see everything.
If
Oh,
I don't get there
man.
by lunchtime, then I'm good. The FedEx will be there, but before lunch. You know what I mean? But we got $2 super chat here from Terminal Sports, and he says, "Watch as it's Mel Kiper that's leaking all these emails." Appreciate that, Terminal Sports. But let's we had a hell of a opening here. Let's go ahead and jump into this tier maker real
Oh
quick.
yeah, there's actually
And if Mel Kiper's doing it, then Bill Tobin's going to leak other stuff around him.
Oh, you already
If you're
know
familiar
that.
with
You
Bill
know they hate
Tobin,
each other.
oh, yeah.
You know they hate each other.
Oh, that beef? Oh, yeah.
That shit goes back so far.
Mhm.
All right, so this is our tier maker, and before we get started,
Ooh,
Blake
Benny,
Belf
Benny,
Levins,
there you
Levins, my
go.
boy, with the $50 super chat. He says, "Yesterday I showed the love to the bald man and the Yenza. Now it's time to show some to Uche." And I just subscribed to the BTM podcast. We
Blake,
appreciate you
what
very
up,
much,
though? That's
Blake.
what I'm talking about, Blake.
Yes, sir.
There
Yes,
you
sir.
go.
Appreciate that super chat, my friend, and appreciate you going on there. Make sure everybody goes and subscribes to Keel Spike's Behind the Mask podcast YouTube page. I put the link in the chat. I'll drop it back in there again here soon. But wanted to explain real quick how this tier maker goes. So we basically have this tier maker set up from bottom to top, bottom being the worst, top being the best. We go through this week's matchups and we pick our winners and we put the teams in the categories that most fit their scenario. So the worst of the worst at the moment is Gruden, Meyer, and Associates. That is the lowest level you could possibly be at in terms of football relevancy in the NFL. And then from there, formerly the lowest level, spare some change for the telly, governor. That's our poor London bum looking for some change. So that's a pretty bad team that's not, in the process of rebuilding and, trying to find relevancy. Then you have Don't Give Me Hope, which is the perennial Dallas Cowboy fan every year. Don't Give Me Hope.
That's low.
Or Chicago Bears, take your pick. And above that, we got to fight for the right. So this is the team that is trying to that is on the cusp of relevance, a competitive team that's trying to get up to the level of potentially a wild card berth. Then from there, you have It's My Turn. These are the teams that are trying to dethrone the teams that sit in the top tier. We are the bad guys. The bad guys are the teams we love to hate. They are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, used to be formerly known as the New England
Patriots, exactly.
that
those are
mantle's
the
been
teams
taken.
that are constantly sitting at the top. We had one team that I'm sure is falling out of that this week in the Kansas City Chiefs. They've been there. So that's how our tier maker goes. We're going to go through these matchups for week 6 in the NFL. And, we would love for people in the chat to chime in via super chat if you like. But any good question that we see in the chat, we'll probably find a way to mix it in with our conversation here about these matchups. So we're going to start this off with the first matchup here on week 6. We got Tampa Bay at Philadelphia. Tampa Bay is minus 280 for this game. What do you guys think? I mean, Tampa's rolling. I think that's a pretty easy one.
Yeah.
Tampa for the win.
Mm-hmm.
What's the line on that?
The line is, let me see here. Money line's minus 280 for Tampa, plus 220. Oh, the spread. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Let me pull it up here. Minus 6.5 Tampa, plus 6.5 Philly.
Well, I like the spread. I'll give me Tampa and the points.
Yeah, I like Tampa on the point spread.
That by a touchdown, that's all we need. Daddy's gonna get paid. Come on now, give me that. I'm taking Tampa by at least a touchdown. At least.
Yeah. I don't think Philly's even ready for this. But I mean, Jalen Hurts is just garbage, man.
Make him throw it deep.
His deep ball is terrible. I think let's start. Well, I mean, I think we know where the Bucs start off.
Yeah, they're still the bad guys.
They're still the bad guys.
Until you dethrone them, they will be the bad guys.
They get dethroned or lose 3 in a row like Kansas City did. They still sitting. And even then, they probably still sitting.
Shit, they lost 3. Yeah, you don't want to motivate Brady. That guy.
Yeah, you don't want. We don't want him motivated.
Yeah,
we want him to be in auto drain in cruise control.
Don't give him the tiniest slight.
Yeah, you want Tom Brady to just be great.
Fucker cut me off in traffic.
Right.
About to go ham this week.
Yes.
Hey man, if anybody knows about not giving that motherfucker any kind of motivation, it is Atlanta.
Yeah.
Shit. Eagles. Where are these Eagles at?
Spare some change. Spare some change,
right? Even though they beat Carolina, Carolina really should have won though. So, yeah, I feel like spare some change is fair.
Carolina had that game. They just laid down. They gave up.
They died. They went conservative.
Can't do that.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we all pretty much are consensus. That's Tampa all the way. Next up, in the merry town of London, in London town, we have the Miami Dolphins shipping on down to the Cheerio land of London to play against my Jacksonville Jaguars.
The unofficial team of England.
Now, get this though. Hold on.
0-0 tie possible?
Fucking Miami is the favorite.
Tua is coming back. That's why.
Yeah. Miami is minus. They are -3. -3 for this game. Point on the point spread, and they are on the they are -165 on the money line. So I personally, I pick my Jaguars. I have to.
This guy's a homer
because they both suck. But I got to pick Jacksonville.
Allegedly, someone has to win.
Somebody technically has to win the
game.
No,
they don't technically. They could still tie.
It could be a tie.
Both of these teams are playing the worst football possible, too.
Some of the worst.
Yeah. I think Miami is almost down there with the Gruden-Meyer.
Yeah, they're spare some change. I mean, at least Jacksonville has their first-round pick this year.
Yeah, Miami's spare some change there.
Yeah, Miami definitely spare some change.
They still have a real coach.
Takeo, did you do the London game? Did you have to go to London?
Yeah, I did. I think I played in the first London game they had over there.
No, that was me. Oh, no, that was you. You were in San Fran. We played against each other.
Did you cut him?
2013.
No. 20. I was there in 20. He say, did he cut me?
Yeah, I know I cut Navarro Bowman's ass down.
No, we played in I want to say it was 2010. Yeah,
no, that was the first London game was 2013.
Well, you probably
unless they had like I guess they did have like international games.
Oh, we played in Wembley. Y'all probably played in Tottenham.
No, we played in Wembley.
Well, hell, we both played over there.
Old Wembley.
Yeah,
was that when you were in
San Fran?
Yep.
Yeah, that was
the international game was 2007, so makes sense.
I remember because you was on the squad. I remember that.
Hey, one of the best times of my life.
And I threw a party after the game at Libertine.
Hands down, best time, bro. How was that party?
That was so lit. It was so lit when we had that. Oh,
and the only thing they want you to let me hear you talk again. Of course. You kidding me? I can do this all day.
Listen, I haven't got, I haven't met like a bunch of girls in my life, but if they just want to hear my accent, I've never been in a situation where my accent could actually get me laid.
What?
Not at all.
I've never
dude.
been in
Book
that
a flight
situation.
right now.
So is it like how
Walk into
we
London and
treat
be
like
yeah,
British
my name
people
is
here?
Uche.
Is it like that?
Huh?
Is it like like how like how accents are like here? British men like women fawn for that stuff. Is it kind of like that over there too?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
indeed, sir.
They're fascinated deeply with an American accent, and it's like, what the
Really?
fuck is an American accent? We have no idea.
Right.
Yeah.
They all think we're from Texas, though. That's the thing. They're like, "Oh, you're from Texas?" And I'm like, "No, man, I'm from America." It's
It's the country
Texas
that
is
Texas
the size
is
of
in.
whole Europe, pretty much.
yeah. I'm not from New York. I'm from Virginia. It's a little state in America, but yeah. All right, sorry. I didn't mean to derail you.
No, all good. Next game up, we got Green Bay at Chicago. Interesting.
Ooh,
but
rivalry.
it's the in division rivals. Let's see here. We got Green Bay is minus 190. The money line on that is 4.5 to Green Bay.
Is
Minus
Fields
4.5.
good to play?
Fields practice.
will play.
Yeah, he'll play.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. They went and took the play calling away from Nagy, and now they're running that simplified offense, which is beneficial. But that's not going to work against Green Bay.
It's not
You
going
need
to
to
work
run the
against
spread offense, right? Like you need to do what you were doing before, and getting Fields out there. So I think Green Bay is going to stomp them in this one.
I think this is going to be a much closer game than you think.
Really?
Just because of it's a division game. And one thing that people are not really talking about, Chicago's defense is pretty good, bro.
Yeah.
Like, them boys be balling. So, it's always different when you play a division game and you know your opponent because you see him 2 times a year. The question is, will Justin Fields be able to have enough success to score enough in order to beat the Packers? I'm going with the Packers, but I think it's still going to be a close game. And I think they play in Chicago. Yeah, they play in Chicago too.
In Chicago. Yeah, in Chicago. They might. I mean, honestly, as long as that offensive line is still leaky as it has been, it's going to be tough for them because when you run a simplified offense, that means you're eliminating a lot of things that help you take care of they help you kind of window dress the simplicity of your play. So you're going to be doing away with a lot of F motions, Y motions. You're going to run more basic formation sets. You're going to be in 2x2s. You're going to be in 3x1s. You're not going to mix it. You're not going to mix anything up. You're not going to get too flashy. But defenses, once they key in on that, then they start to just attack it because it's like a bull in a china shop. And the simpler it is, the easier it is for a defense to just throw a wrench right in the middle of it and blow the whole play up. Because the quarterback doesn't have any second or third options to really go to from a play calling standpoint.
Yeah. They're not adjusting at that point.
Yeah, there's no adjustust that you can really make. You just have to hope.
Yeah, it's a middle school offense. That's what they're running right now with Justin Fields. They're trying to protect him because they don't want him to die in his rookie season. That's why I just feel like, Green Bay has a big advantage there just strategically. So I don't know. I think the Bears are in. Don't give me hope.
Yeah, don't give me hope because Chicago fans are getting a little bit too hyped up.
Yeah, and like Takeo said, when you have a defense like theirs, when you have Khalil Mack, like you're always in the game, right?
You're gonna have a chance.
Yeah,
right.
That's why they went out and got him. That's John Gruden's parting gift.
Hey, don't worry. They had picks to squander, so you're good in LA or about Las Vegas.
I think the Packers are still in It's My Turn. Like this is their last dance.
Oh yeah, it is.
It is their last dance, which means
5 points. I agree with you. It is their turn.
I don't think it's going to happen for them this year, to be honest. I just don't think it's going to happen. It just doesn't feel right.
They have a flaw. They're too flawed. I feel like they have a lot of like holes. I mean, especially if their pass rush continues to be injured like this, I don't know how they're gonna be balanced.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but even Aaron Rodgers is good to throw a stupid pick each game now, damn near. You know what I mean? Like he's put the ball in bad spots at times.
Yeah.
Which last year he was pretty much the total opposite of that. That motherfucker was just throwing touchdowns everywhere on first play. Like,
dark.
All right. So next up, we got the Bengals at Detroit. Bengals are minus 180, and on the point spread they are minus 3.5. I personally feel like these Bengals are starting to kind of show that they might be a different kind of Cincinnati. You know, you can call the game against Green Bay a coin flip. Either team really should have won the game. Either team had the opportunity to win it multiple times. But also at the same rate, Detroit isn't necessarily the bad team that their record puts them out there to be. You know what I mean?
They're gonna put together a complete game, but their defense is bad, though. That's the problem. Yeah. Like they would be 3-2 or even 4-1 if they could come up with stops, and they just didn't. And they're banged up too, so I like Cincinnati in this game.
Where's this one being played?
It's being played in Detroit, which I mean doesn't really mean anything. That's not a home field advantage.
That's
not a home field.
Bengals fans will drive up there.
Yeah. Apparently, Joe Burrow can't talk for the week.
Oh, yeah, throat contusion.
So he might not be able to.
How the fuck did he get a throat contusion? What was he doing?
He got it during the game. I don't want to go anywhere with that one.
Oh, Detroit!
Y'all stupid.
What was he doing though? I mean, they said it happened during the game, but he played the whole game. There didn't appear to be anything wrong with him.
Maybe he just got hit and he didn't realize it. He had the adroline going, and then after the game, he was like,
he probably went and ate some bad seafood after the game.
No, that motherfucker, he had that Toradol in him. He ain't feel shit.
Boy,
you don't feel nothing until Tuesday. Okay, so we got Detroit at spare some change. They're I mean, that's just kind of where they are by, unfortunate circumstance, which is kind of realistic. And then, I mean, I feel like don't give me hope, but also they could possibly be, we got to fight for the right.
I think the Bengals are going to fight for a playoff spot this year. They might not get there, but they're going to have 7-8 wins coming down the stretch.
Oh, they're a good football team now. Like Joe Burrow has really, just the belief what he's instilled inside of that locker room, dog. I like Cincinnati.
I like him. Real. I like him.
They've really
he's kind of changed the culture. I think he's changed the culture there. He's definitely changed the culture there. I like what he's done. I like the attitude he came into it with. Next up, we got Texans at Colts. Colts are minus 435.
Fantastic game right there. Barn burner.
This is like watching two of the little kids in class fight, like just, all right, let's
and they just continue to miss punches at each other the whole time.
Yeah.
You got the little kid versus the kid with the broken leg and on crutches. That's what the Colts are right now.
It's bad. Colts are minus 10 in this one, so I mean, this is a two-score game.
They're both spare some change.
Texans minus 10. How you be a 10-point dog to the Colts? You must be the Texans. I guess that's the only way that happens. The Texans are trash. They are Gruden Meyer.
They gotta be.
Yeah.
We need. company.
Mm-hmm.
We need company.
Can this be worse than the Dolphins and Jaguars?
Man, let's not talk about the
Jaguars.
Sorry.
I mean, hey, Davis Mills actually did stuff against New England, so.
True.
I mean, Urban Meyer just decided we're going to take out our 1,300-yard rookie Russian running back from the year before, who is also in this game averaged 8.3 yards a carry. We're going to take him out on 4th and goal at the 1-foot yard line and put in the guy who I coached at Ohio State. I don't know what his fucking name is because I don't care who the fuck he is.
Doesn't
They
matter.
must have been a couple of yards short of the 250 thing. That's why he did it. He was like, look, we got to have 250 rushing yards, 250 passing yards.
Let's talk about that shit for a second. What kind of dumb shit does he think this is? This
Thinks he's
motherfucker,
back at
Urban
Bowling
Meyer,
Green.
he says, what I want is another a game where we have 250 passing, 250 rushing. It's not even possible, dude. This is not college football. Stop.
500 total yards too. Like what? I mean, that's a realistic goal.
Yeah. How often does an NFL team get 500 total yards? And that's usually maybe once or twice a year.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more now, but
running back in the league.
I mean, who's rushing for 250 outside of Baltimore? When
Nobody.
That's your quarterback.
Right. Nobody. That's just ridiculous. I don't
maybe
know.
if Derrick
That's
Henry
like
has a great game, that's it.
That's like setting the goal of 40 points a game. Like, look, if we score 40, we'll be fine.
Well, that's just like the goal of Patrick Mahomes said, winning 17 before the season.
Yeah. That didn't happen.
There's only one team that's done that before, asshole.
Yeah.
But Takeo, you got to head out, right?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna get up out of here, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate you coming in and hanging out. Oh, there he goes.
And I'm back. Nah, man, fellas, I appreciate it, fellas. We got to do this again, though, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Most definitely, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Most definitely. We appreciate you. Everybody, make sure you go and subscribe to Takeo Spikes on Behind the Mask podcast, his YouTube channel. Follow him on Twitter.
Oh, yeah,
and
I'll follow you on Twitter too.
What days do you guys drop videos on your channel?
We drop them every Wednesday. So we just dropped one today with Vernon Davis. And yeah, man, we got some heat, man. Vernon gave some good insight. I know everybody remembers the time when Mike Singletary sent him to the showers.
Yep.
I got Vernon Davis talking about that.
Really?
Let me share this with you before we get off.
All right, let's give him the stage.
So peep this, bro. So Vernon back then, he was very selfish. But to his credit, he felt like that's how he had to be in order to be a superstar player. So I remember him and Seen got into it. And so he did something stupid, got a penalty. And Seen already told us, don't try me. Don't mess up the team. You get a penalty, that's selfishness. So I'm on the field, and I remember seeing Vernon walking, and I was like, damn, what is Vernon hurt? I know he ain't got to take a piss. He could have did that behind the bench. And he's walking to the shower. So after the TV timeout, we get off the field, and everybody was like, hey, man, Singh sent Vernon to the showers, bruh. And I was like, for what? He was like, he sent him to the showers because he got a 15-yard penalty. And then after the game, the press conference. I want winners. I can't coach with them. I don't want them on my team. Oh, bro. So y'all make sure y'all tune in, man, to the podcast because he talks about it and we go behind the mask on it, man. So I appreciate it, fellas.
Yes, sir, man. We appreciate you, man. Have a good evening, and I'll definitely be in touch with you. We'll definitely talk about setting some other stuff up as well.
Right on, bro.
All right, man. Have a good one, brother.
Be well.
All right. That was cool. To have him in there. Let's getting sent to the showers in the middle of a game. Yeah, I would have pulled. Who was it that went ahead and just retired at halftime?
Oh,
Vontae Davis.
Yeah,
I remember that. Buffalo. That was a fun day.
He pulled Scarface from Half Baked. He was like, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you.
If somebody
I'm
ever
out.
gets an interview with him for that segment, that would be gold. Like, what were you thinking when you retired? Be like, well, fuck everybody. I'm out. See ya.
Vontae, hey, I'm gonna try and track him down because that was just hilarious. It wasn't hilarious, but it was hilarious as fuck. I was like, sometimes he probably had an inkling of it, like early in training camp. I don't know if I can do this shit no more. I don't know if I want to do this shit no more. And then you're in the middle of a game, you get burnt deep. You're just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. As soon as I get in the locker room, he took his pads off, threw his shit in the locker. He said, shit, I'm from Indy anyway. Shit. Put his fucking pants on, caught an Uber back to his house.
To his house. To his house.
Damn.
Aren't y'all playing right now? What you doing?
They like, hold on. Hey, Vontae, where you going? I'm retired, cuz. What?
This is too much.
That's like my best friend who kept his resignation letter under his keyboard. He was just ready. All he did was he dated it and signed it in, and he was like, "I'm out. Fuck that shit."
If you stay ready, you never gotta get ready.
Yep.
For real. Stay ready. So you ain't
Stay ready. You don't have to get ready. I love
for
it.
real. All right. Next up, we got. Wait, did I do? I got Texas. All right. Next up, we got LA at New York. LA's minus 510.
Which New York? Oh, hold on. I got it.
New York Giants. My bad. New York Giants.
Giants is out.
They're all in the hospital right now.
Yeah.
What? Who?
All
The New York Giants.
Giants. They got
banged up.
Oh yeah, they're all in the
Evans
ICU.
Carter's out or something
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
I know.
minus 9.5.
Yeah, it's gonna
Saquon,
be
Daniel
ugly.
Jones, Galladay, Tony was injured. They lost for Darius Smith for the year. I think there are a couple others that got injured too.
Did
Okay.
Tony get suspended or anything from that fight?
I
No,
don't
not for the
think so.
ejection. I
Okay.
guess the ejection was just his own punishment. The thing is like,
Playing for the Giants is bad enough.
yeah, Nate Solder is starting at left tackle. And he is
Oh,
hot
you poor bastard! I'm so
trash.
sorry.
Thomas is out. Nick Gates already broke his leg in half. He got Alex.
Oh yeah. Hey, they said that dude's career might be done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. I mean, he said he was. Is he out of the hospital yet? I know, like a week after they said he was still in there.
He's
I
still
saw him
in the
walking
hospital.
the other day. I mean, he had a
Really?
fucking walker, obviously, but
Really, but
I don't know if that's promising or not. Or
And
I imagine you got to worry about infections and subsequent
Oh, yeah.
surgeries when you have that type of injury.
it's just
didn't Alex Smith have an infection?
Yeah, I think that's why he had.
Yeah.
It was as drastic as what happened.
It almost killed him.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
injury itself isn't usually all that bad, but once they get staff in there,
All that bad. Oh, your leg snapped in half, and the adrenaline's only robbing you from searing pain. That seems like that would be hell.
no, it's the drugs.
The Giants are going to be 1-5 at the end of this, and they will be super trash. They're not even begging for change. They are planning on 2 top 5 picks in the draft next year.
Bing, bing.
As long as Chicago
Three's
keeps losing.
company too.
Someone else has 3 top 10 picks next year.
Philly does.
Yeah. But I think one's protected, so they could possibly lose it. But still, that's franchise changing type shit. If you,
I know. Like, I think
those.
if I remember correctly, I don't think the Indy first is protected. I know the second pick, I think, is conditional, but I'm not sure which one that is. I'm not sure. I need to look that up. But still, it's like
3 top 10s.
that's huge. You
Yeah,
could make
Philly could be
damage with
good.
that.
3 top 10s. That's a franchise changer.
That's worst to first type shit right there.
And the Rams are definitely it's my turn. Matthew Stafford is
Yeah.
playing out of his mind, and
Yeah.
he's proving that Detroit is a career killer for anyone.
Now, before I forget, let me get these. There's a couple super chats that were here. Terminal Sports for another $2. He says, and this is talking about the Jacksonville game. He says a tie would be a win for Jacksonville. It absolutely would be.
Well, it's a break in the
Absolutely.
streak.
Oh, Jason Gaines, my fault, brother. I did not see this. He wanted to ask Takio a question. He says, Justin, do you remember? Oh no, this is for you, Blay.
Oh shit. Okay.
He says, Justin, do you remember in 2009 against Takio's 49ers when Roddy White stripped Dre Bly after Matt Ryan interception? Roddy also burned Bly for a 90-yard touchdown.
Yeah, I feel like Roddy had a really long, he basically walked him down and stripped him from behind after what looked like a pick six.
And then the next play caught the 90-yard touchdown to make up for all the yardage it was lost. My God damn, he just suns you twice in a row.
Yeah, it was in that stretch. We were really, really fucking good. So we had a lot of surreal type, shit going on back then.
Oh, dude, y'all had
13-win season.
Squad.
Yeah, I think we had a couple
Squad.
like 12, 13 win seasons, all mixed in there. And
I meant to ask.
Pretty good.
I meant to ask you this last week. How was Matt Ryan in the huddle? Because I had a friend that played with Phil Rivers, and he was awkward. Was kind of like he never cussed, and he was just like, "Come on, guys, you got to do better. You can't be doing those diddly poo." Like he was basically like Ned Flanders.
Howdy doody.
Matt was not that guy.
Uh-huh.
He cussed and all that shit. I mean, he made it clear he had command of the huddle. That was never a question. You know, I mean, brilliant guy, knows what's going on everywhere. But you know, if you're fucking up, he will let you know about it. And it wasn't diddly poo and Rudy poo, none of that type of shit.
Get your shit together, motherfucker.
Yeah, I think it's well documented.
So you love
Get
me.
fucking set.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's well documented that Philip Rivers doesn't cuss. But yeah, get fucking set. Yes, block them motherfuckers. You know, all that type of stuff. But you know, as soon as we're back in the bus, you know, chugging a beer, having a good time. So, kind of guy you don't mind getting run over occasionally for.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, I like a quarterback like that, man. I like a quarterback who has
one of the
like
guys.
fire in him, who doesn't, you know, you. And the moment I hear you cuss, like now we boys, because I know that you don't care about you don't care about offending somebody with words that are for grown folks.
Right.
Now, I had a teammate, an offensive lineman. I won't say his name. But I had a teammate who never cursed. This motherfucker tried to get me to come to Bible study on a Sunday before the game.
Before the game.
Motherfucker, who do you think I am? I got a game to get ready for. Fuck that Bible study shit. He's like, Ooch, come on, come get you some of that good book, brother. I said, man, you see the look on my face, motherfucker? This is the look of a stressed out motherfucker who has an all-pro DT to go against today. I don't fuck that shit.
We had chapel last night.
Listen to some violent music.
We had chapel Saturday. I'm good.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah,
get the fuck out of here. It kind of irritates
cuss,
me. Y'all are in the O-line room with that shit.
Yeah, you don't cuss, you don't drink or party. Like, I think you might be the feds. Like, come on, man.
For real. I'd be like, nigga, you the police?
Nah, man,
And, I love this cat to death. I love him to death. He was he was an elder cat, a little bit older than me. But I mean, he knew that I was trolling him on that shit all the time. So he would do it to troll me. Ooch, come on, man. I got a verse for you right here. Said, motherfucker, do I look like I need God? I said, motherfucker, I need help. I don't need God. I need help. I need you to be there when this motherfucker does a spin move.
Unless God has my inside gap.
For real. You know what I mean? I need you to be on the inside if this motherfucker comes inside. That's what I need. He's like, oh, Ooch, you got a dirty mouth. Ooch, you just be cursing? I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, because this is real life. Anyways, there I go.
All right, what do we got?
Right.
Sorry.
No, it's all
laughing
good.
too hard.
We're gonna knock these out. Fuck, where are we? We just did LA. Okay, so next up we got Kansas City at Washington. Kansas City's minus 300. And I'm not sure let's see what the point spread is here. Point spread, they got a minus 6.5. I think, all things considered with this Washington football team and how bad this defense has been compared to what we expected them to be, I'm going to put these cats and spare some change.
Why is Chase Young not getting any pressure? Like,
it's everything about Washington. The whole defense is a mess.
Yeah, like their D line is not as good as they were advertised. I literally did a breakdown on Chase Young's pass. His best pass rush move was not even a good pass rush move. It's just that the offensive lineman was so paralyzed by the fact he was going against Chase Young. He had terrible technique. He had no hand placement. He was late with his hands. He opened his hips immediately. He gave him a direct lane to the quarterback. And he just literally did a quick shoulder turn and got right to the quarterback. And people fucking drooled over that, like he pulled some shit out of his back pocket, like Reggie White used to do. No, he's not even close. Like, when I watch film on the D linemen, the dangerous ones do 3 moves. to get to the quarterback. Those are the ones that make me nervous. I'm like, fuck. He's doing a lot of shit.
It's like Michael
and there's
Jordan.
not that many to do that.
That's what the greatness of Jordan was. When he came down and with the ball, he'd give the defender like 3-4 different things that he had to account for. And some players are just so one-dimensional that they're just like, oh, I'm gonna go for the first thing, and if that doesn't work, I'm fucked. And like,
it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Because I've literally over the years since I retired, dude. Like, I don't know, and I think me and Justin have talked about this before. Like, it seems like O-line and D-line play has kind of changed. Offensive linemen do not have the same like preciseness that they had when I was playing. Like, there was literally like, if you don't get your hands right here, you are going to get beat. If you're not able to bend your knees, you are going to get beat. If you can't stop the second and third move, you're going to give up a sack. Like, guys are getting to the quarterback off one move. Offensive linemen are getting beat off one move. Offensive linemen do not know how to punch. Their hands are late as shit all the time. You know, I've only seen a couple of teams, one of which I've just about finished up my O-line breakdown on. Buffalo Bills have the best offensive line that I've seen all year. These motherfuckers were manhandling Kansas City. And every play, I tried to find bad plays. I tried to find bad pockets. Barely ever saw, like, there was like maybe two plays where he had a bad pocket.
And there's not many.
He took off and ran.
There's not many. Like, you ask every team, they're all desperate for O-line play. All of them. Every team is desperate unless you're the Bills. And that's because I guess it's harder for guys to stay healthy. It's harder to get any depth. Yeah. And just like you're saying, Uche, like, the technique just might not be there. But
and they're also young. I mean, lines are fleeting. Guy. I mean, the Steelers had the best offensive line in football 3 years ago. Now it's all gone.
Yeah.
So that things can change in a heartbeat, especially in the NFL.
Hard to keep a group together. I remember we had a stretch, maybe 3.5, 4 years. We had the same starting lineup. You know, all 16 games for, like I said, 3.5, 4 years. It's extremely difficult, you know, to not have any injuries or hell, just business. You know, people getting shipped off or what have you. And I think with the advent of the mobile quarterback, it's kind of de-emphasized. They're just like, all right, you know,
that guy will have problems.
The quarterback will just take off, so don't really worry about it.
Which means they're not teaching technique that much anymore.
The guys get beat inside, they barely even panic. Just like, oh, okay, you know, we'll just bounce out.
Bruh, I had nightmares. I would wake up in cold sweats, worried about a motherfucker beating me on the inside. I'm like, shit, oh my God, Jerome Casey. It was just a dream.
Now it's just like, whatever.
Yeah. You're fine.
You're like, oh, well, I gave up a sack. Hopefully his ribs aren't broke, but, you know, we're good.
You know,
so anyway.
He should have ran. I
mean, the pocket presence is crazy nowadays. Like, everybody's fucking.
But a good pocket is always appreciated by a quarterback because, look, the motherfuckers don't want to run all game. They only want to run when they have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it was crazy because, you know, just watching Buffalo's O-line, it was a perfect pocket. Like, literally, Josh Allen had like 3 yards in each direction in a 360-degree circle. He had 3 yards in every direction to just stand of space in the pocket. And he just stood there. Then he just throw the ball and completion. I'm like, golly. But where are we putting Kansas City here? Where we got these guys? I mean, they are
fight for the
right?
They're gonna have to fight now to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're gonna have to fight for that.
They're sloppy. Yeah. They are really sloppy.
Really sloppy. Well, all right, so we all agree that they will beat Washington, though. They should.
I think so. Yeah. And Washington, I'd say, would be don't give me hope. Or wait, you're spare some change. So
spare some change, Governor.
Yeah, spare some change. That defense is so disappointing. That's what it is for them.
Right.
Yeah, they're a Dexter Lawrence flinch away from being 1-4. So yeah, that does make sense.
Oh yeah. Next up, we got, and we're a little bit over halfway through this, so we'll go ahead and march through it. We got Minnesota at Carolina. Minnesota's -125. I think I'm holding out hope for Carolina, but that means don't give me hope.
that loss was embarrassing.
Yeah, they're definitely don't give me hope.
Yeah,
Started.
I hope for them.
I'll put Minnesota there too. I mean, they should have lost that game. You got lucky you played Detroit.
I was thinking that same thing.
Like, my question is,
Detroit, so they actually got the chance.
It's every week.
Yeah, you not only gave up a game-winning field goal, you gave up a game-winning field goal to the Vikings. And if you know anything about that history, them and game-winning field goals are like water and electricity. They do not go together. It's bad.
Yeah. It's like everybody dies. If you
that pretty much is the Vikings.
Yeah. All right. So next up, we got Chargers at. I think this one is very interesting. Chargers at Baltimore.
Ooh.
Chargers are the underdog in this. Baltimore is -150 in this.
Really?
I think that might be giving a lot of credit to Lamar Jackson's performance. Jeez.
I think Chargers win that one. Baltimore has been playing really suspect football. It's like they're mainly winning because Kansas City played bad defense. Justin Tucker kicked a literal kick of God, and Lamar went into God mode. That's why they're 4-1.
Yeah,
it was.
The Chargers just put up 47 on one of the best defenses in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they just marched down the field repeatedly against Cleveland. Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 9
was
sacks.
Exhausted.
Bad man. I think the Chargers are dangerous, and I think they're
Chargers
definitely they're going to either
guys.
It's their turn or they're the bad guys.
They're the bad guys. I think this last week I brought them up.
Yeah. I think
Even
they
you could
have
say
had
the pass
quickest
interference
ascension.
did, but yeah.
The fastest ascension in the NFL for the Chargers.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this now. 2 years. 2 years to turn that franchise into a winner.
Yeah.
They got a quarterback. They got some young defensive talent.
They got the
They
right
already
coach.
had playmakers on offense. And they got the right coach who knew how to optimize it. And boom, just like that, they are in the discussion as being a top team in the league. And I was so, I praise this cat every time, but I was so impressed with this cat, Justin Herbert last year. I was so unbelievably impressed. I was like, God damn, why couldn't I get a quarterback like that in this rookie year? Fuck.
Yeah, that fucking ball jumps off his hand.
Yeah,
God
he
damn.
throws it. He does. I mean, he's not like perfect. He makes some bad throws every once in a while, but I mean, with his
He's a
velocity,
second-year quarterback. That happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking good, man. He's looking good.
Now, as far as Baltimore goes, like you said, Tree, Baltimore has had to pull their wins out of their ass.
Mm-hmm.
They've had to do that all season, but I mean, it's at a point. Do you just say that's just who they are?
Yeah,
They're just a team that has to
You
pull
can't
it out of
sustain
their
like
ass.
that. I've seen it happen with the
They're fighting for their
2017
right.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
They are,
Yeah, that's true.
but like, I mean, it doesn't end well, especially if like you like clamp down on Lamar,
Right.
you don't let him run, and you pressure him in the pocket. Your offense is toast.
Every playoff appearance they have, it's pretty much like
Mhm.
that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I really sit down and game plan, and guys really focused on, hey, we got to get this one. And
So
it's not just
they're
kind of
overrated.
Really type of feel to a game. I mean, regular season, I mean, yes, we do have game plans. We do meet during the week, but it's not playoff intensity.
Yeah, playoffs are different.
Yeah.
Playoffs are different because in the playoffs, you're hyper focused on a team's strengths and trying to crack them.
Playoffs.
You know what I mean? Playoffs. Playoffs? You
I'm
kidding
just
me?
trying to win a game. Playoffs.
Oh man. Okay. Next up, we got. Let's see here. We got. Okay. So another interesting game. We got Arizona at Cleveland.
Ooh.
And Cleveland is the favorite here, -170.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, where are they getting these odds?
It's probably because it's in Cleveland. That's the
I
only
think Cleveland
explanation.
pulls this one out. Honestly, someone's got to take down Arizona eventually.
Yeah,
They've been
I
skirting
don't
by
see
on
them.
that 5-0.
I think Kyler
Yeah.
Murray sat out today. I mean, it could be just maintenance,
He took a personal day.
right?
I mean, he was doing I saw him on a fucking TikTok or some shit with with the quarterback from Cleveland with
Sure
Mayfield.
again, though. Oh, they went to college together, so they were.
That's right.
Yeah, I know they
from
went to college
Oklahoma.
together. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
why
Texas
were they
A&M.
on fucking?
They're boomer Sooners, both of them.
Oh, yeah, they both went to OU, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck OU.
Only one of them
Eventually,
tried to
it's
run
all
from the cops during a traffic stop.
and it wasn't the black guy.
Yeah.
Oh, we all knew.
Let's get
It's
that.
absolutely big.
Uh-huh.
No, that's always a lie.
Okay, so where do we see these Cardinals? Because honestly, I never believed they
That's
were the
why
bad
he's
guys.
alive.
They got.
I didn't even catch that. I think it's
Are
my
they
turn
the
for
bad
them.
guys already? I don't know. I think they're still.
Yeah, I think it's
I
my
think- I
turn
think
for
that's
them.
right.
I don't.
I think that's the
Being
proper place
undefeated
for
doesn't really. I mean, it doesn't. That doesn't really move me with this team because of what
I
happened
agree.
with them last year.
Yeah.
I agree.
Cleveland, on the other hand, I think Cleveland's up in that same. I think they're in the
Yeah.
same spot. I
Yeah.
think they're both.
I
in the
say it's
same
my
spot.
turn. I mean, they've had their chances to be the bad guys, and they haven't taken it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cleveland
Yeah.
should at the start of this season. We're everyone expecting big things out of Cleveland. Big
Right.
things. And that's
See, that's
weird
the
to say
problem with playoff success. If you don't make it to the Super Bowl, people expect you to make it to the Super Bowl the next year.
that. Yeah.
Mhm.
When I was in Jacksonville my rookie year, we did the same thing. We went in, we beat Pittsburgh, we lost to New England. The next year, ESPN picked us to win the Super Bowl. Motherfucker, we went 5-11.
Damn.
Shit. Yeah. But I mean, we did have 27 guys on IR for the year.
Shit.
Yeah, that's what it happens. You just people get injured and you lose. You know, my dad was in the military. He was like, you know, a unit in the military when it's down like 10% is combat ineffective, right?
Oh yeah.
Only
oh, yeah.
10%.
Dude, we were
So
that was I mean,
Y'all are at half.
yeah. If you're at half or whatever, like you're fucking done. Like you're getting rolled.
Yeah,
we were
they
done.
consider like
I mean,
if you lose 10% of a population, it's considered societal collapse. So I mean, that does have a point there.
Yeah.
that was literally like Jack Del Rio's mulligan because the owner didn't count it against them. Like nobody, the media didn't count it against us because they were like, yeah, like we lost like half of our starters in in the last week of the preseason and then week one of the regular season. Half of them are gone.
Fans
I'm
don't
gonna do it
care.
practice,
Fans
man.
don't give a shit. We're stupid.
Oh, the fans were like,
We're
yeah, the
idiots.
Fans wanted you dead.
Yeah.
Fire Del Rio.
How could you get hurt? Like,
You're
what?
doing full speed goal line drills in practice?
You're not strong enough. That's why you got hurt because you're not strong enough.
You didn't
Yeah,
drink your
that's
milk growing up. Your bones aren't strong enough. You need more
Yeah, that's
calcium.
Yeah.
I know,
All
right?
now, this game is interesting, and we're down to our last 4 matchups. Las Vegas at Denver.
If Denver doesn't
Oh,
win this
brother.
game, like Vic Fangio should clean out his fucking office. Like they have to win this game. Las Vegas already playing like shit, and they just lost their coach. Like they should roll this team. They should roll.
You see, it's a rally though.
Sometimes
could
Yeah,
rally.
that's the thing because you get
Yeah.
one of two.
Rally.
You either get the rally or you get the rollover.
Right.
Are you going to question the might of Dean Bisaccia 5? Come on.
I'm just saying, like Denver, if they have to win this game if they
Oh,
want
easily.
any chance of making the playoffs at all. So
Yeah,
I'm-
they absolutely have to win this.
This is
Yeah.
must have.
I think both teams are headed to the trash bin, though. That's all I gotta
Mhm.
say.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're,
they- Denver
one of
looks
them's just
rough
on a
against
slower. One of them's on a slower slide than the other. That's the only
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, they might just get this
and
one.
Denver is on a slower slide, I think,
Yeah.
than
Yeah. I mean,
than the
Vegas might
Raiders.
get
The Raiders
one
are going
week
to.
run.
I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, Denver's on a slower slide. The Raiders are about to literally like backflip off the cliff of the mountain.
It was already starting, but like, I mean, they've been good for that. Like, that's a Raider sort of way to do it. Go out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah.
Hey, they went out in the biggest blaze of glory. Our coach, fucking bigot, he's gone. We're fucking gonna lose the rest of the season by double digits every game. The owner might be forced to sell the team because he's going to be in debt so much.
Tax issues. Don't forget those.
He saved
They had 3
$10
executives
million a year,
resign
though.
over the summer.
Yeah, he saved $10 million a year, though.
Shit.
That's going
And
right into his
we're not
PF Chang's
upgrading.
budget.
We're not giving anybody any fucking money. Nobody's getting an extension.
No.
Shit.
Is Derek Carr the guy? I don't know.
I mean,
We
I
say
like
that
Derek
every
Carr.
year, though. We say it
3
every
weeks.
year.
See,
but
3 weeks then he looked like the guy.
Okay. If you say that every year, then the answer is no. Okay.
yeah.
Well, he's not Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford was always the guy that's like, oh, as long as he gets a new everything, he'll be fine. And then, like, he's too injured to really achieve his potential. I don't think that with Derek Carr. Like, I like Derek Carr. I think he's underrated. I think he can lead a team somewhere with the right situation. I just don't know if it's with the Raiders.
Yeah.
He started off super hot,
Mm-hmm.
They did.
That's the upside I see with Derek Carr.
but it's rarely
Yeah,
been
he
a
started off
full
good.
season worth of that.
Yeah. It's tough.
I mean, yeah, I can't
Well,
argue
it's
against
hard.
that. If we got to keep asking, then something's wrong, my
Rebecca's
friend.
fucking hard.
All right, next up. And this one I think is actually going to be an interesting game as well. Next up, we got the Cowboys at New England.
Yes, sir.
Cowboys are minus 165 here. No, not after that Houston shit. Nah,
Cowboys crush him. Cowboys
New
crush
England,
him.
yeah. Cowboys
Not
going
after that
crush.
Houston shit.
It's okay.
Now,
This is
where do the
your-
Cowboys go?
I think
'Cause
they're the bad
running right
guys.
now.
I think
I
it's.
think they go up into that bad guys too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I think they are.
Here's the thing. The fans will turn them into the bad guys, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's not their team. Like, yeah, there might be something different, but once they have a taste of success.
Oh my god! It doesn't take
dude.
much for Dallas.
Oh dude.
We just need
5.
a
We have to deal with
sliver-
one tomorrow.
Yeah,
So let's put it that way.
sliver of hope,
Yeah.
and we're going.
Yeah.
to the
Once
Super
you give a
Bowl.
Cowboys fan a sliver of a crease to say we going to the Super Bowl, they're gonna yell that shit from the mountaintops.
Mm-hmm.
If you give a mouse
And
a
the
cookie,
moment
if you
that they
give a
yell it
Dallas
from the
fan hope,
mountaintops,
they
they're
will
gonna
ask
get
for the
fucking
moon.
crushed the next week.
Yeah. Well, I hope
That's
that
how it happens
they get
for 'em.
knocked down, but it's not happening. They're good this year. They are
That's
really
offensive
good.
football.
Yeah, they're actually good this year, and it lines
They're
up
strong.
perfectly because their division is such dog shit that it allows them to like be better, maybe be better than they actually are.
Mhm.
But they are good. I'll give them that. New England, on the other hand,
We just started division play. Right?
They don't give me hope. They are
you
absolutely.
like don't give me hope. I mean, they
Yeah,
got that
only
loss.
because they won. If they lost,
Yeah,
they'd be
yeah.
easily and spare some change.
True,
Actually, if they lost, I put them in Gruden-Meyer.
New
There's
England
going to be
is
some
tough,
emails
though.
coming out about old belly check. Emails coming out soon.
I think
All right,
Belichick's
two
too
more
smart for
matchups.
that.
He never says shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is way too.
He doesn't
smart for that.
talk. Period. So you're not gonna
Yeah.
get. You ain't gonna get
He
me.
is someone
on
who
email.
understands the game fully. You don't speak, so they have nothing to use against you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a Sun
next up.
Tzu warrior right there.
Oh yeah,
So many
hell yeah.
amendments to the U.S. Constitution. Which
Man
one will
of
that
very
choose?
little words because Roger and Big Brother are constantly checking emails.
Well,
Uh,
words don't help him win football games, so he don't need them.
They sure don't. Yeah, they sure don't.
Just scowl.
All right, now this one is I think is going to be a good game or is a good matchup because these are teams that were kind of on the opposite spectrum, but now the tables are kind of flipped as the positions that they're in. You got Seattle at Pittsburgh, the Yinzas.
False hope is coming, baby. I mean, you are
Ooh, they got
without
some
Russell
hope,
Wilson.
too.
They are.
Pittsburgh
Don't give me hope.
minus
They are the
235.
epitome of don't give me hope. That game against Denver shouldn't have even been close. Yet they
Hey,
allowed them to come back
Pittsburgh
like
is
last
setting
year.
up their fan base so bad right now.
Oh, we do that. They do that every year, though, man. The only difference is we're not 11-0 this year.
Hey, I'm not even on front. When they went 11-0 last year, I was like, it's just a matter of time.
Hey,
They don't have because I was watching their film.
They showed
Yeah.
cracks the couple weeks before that.
But
Dude,
they
I
were
was
at the
watching
top
the
of all
film
the
like
Tiermaker lists last year.
Yeah.
Like because they were 11
Bro,
and 0.
I was watching their film when they were like 8 or 9 and 0. I think it was when they were playing. When they played? I think I watched the film where I think y'all played the Cowboys, right?
Oh, Dallas, they were
Texas
weak in
Stadium.
that game. They were really bad.
I watched that game. I watched the game film, and I did a whole breakdown on that. It's in my Trench Warfare playlist for those of you in the chat who want to check it out. And literally, I was shocked at how completely non-existent the running game was for Pittsburgh. The run blocking was like completely. I mean, when you talk about no technique at all, they didn't even need they weren't run blocking at all. They were just like running into the guys and just standing and just kind of moving their feet, but not even like they weren't doing anything. I was like, these motherfuckers are not running the ball at all. Like they're not running at all.
The only reason why the Steelers have a running game right now is because Najee is like juking 3 different guys to get 5-yard gain. Like he's doing everything on that team.
Barkley syndrome.
Pretty much. Like that's
everything.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunately, and we're misutilizing him. Like the Steelers should be building their offense around him and not Ben. And that's how
Najee Harris is Saquon Barkley type. He's
that's why I didn't want to draft him because I feel like you weren't going to utilize him properly. You don't have the line or schematics to really amplify his talent.
I mean, who is really getting 25 carries? One guy. We know one guy.
And
who else is really getting 25 carries a game? And who's willing to commit to the run like that nowadays?
No, I agree. There's not running backs don't get that kind of touch no more, and that's the problem with the NFL is that you look at the one team that can overcome a lot of their. I mean, even though they're having a shaky year, that team is probably the only team that can actually overcome a number of different scenarios with them trailing in a game because they have a running game.
Yep.
Because a team can't just hone in on one aspect of the game and shut that down. Them motherfuckers can run 30 times and put up 30 points with 10 passes. They can do that. And that's where that goes to show if you have a good running back who's built to take the ball, who's built to get carries, that makes you a much better football team than if you have 3 wide receivers who have, who are 6'2", 6'3", who have 4.40s. Those become more valuable because you have somebody you can hand the ball off to 25 times.
Bingo.
I don't understand how that's like not something that these offense coordinators and these analytic motherfuckers are paying attention to. Like
they want to look like gurus,
It's the reward play. Like running backs, you can nobody wants to deal with okay, we gained 5-6 yards, keep turning around the clock. They want the big plays, and unfortunately, what do you get those big plays? In the deep ball and passing game, and especially with the rules of the NFL these days, where defenders can't really defend anymore.
True.
What's not the point of just chucking it up there? Like worst case scenario, they call pass interference that's either alleged or unalleged. So
I'll tell you this:
if you're an offensive guru,
what team do you not want to play right now? If you're in the NFC,
shit. I don't want to play.
If you're in the NFC,
what team do you not want to play right now? You don't want to play the Cowboys, right?
You don't want to play the Cowboys because they can run the ball,
right? Pollard
they have
and
a great running game. They can pass the ball, and they have a good defense. Those are the things in the running game. It makes everything else harder.
That's a nightmare. If you can pick up 12, 15 risk-free yards in a drive 2 or 3 times, you're finding the end zone a lot.
What's the old adage? 3 things can happen when you pass the ball. 2 of them are bad.
Yeah.
2 of them are bad. Only one of them's good.
that's why the Cowboys scare me as a Giants fan and as an American who doesn't want to see the Cowboys succeed.
I'm terrified.
Hey, I agree with you, dude. I was kind of the same way when the Raiders were good because when you give a Raider fan hope, dear God, they're not only shoving it in your face, I'm afraid they might stab me.
Yeah,
just because of that audience, dear God.
This is a matter of national security. We need the Cowboys to lose. Okay, we cannot have Scooter.
I agree with
everybody just talking shit in our faces.
Hey, Scooter is getting more and more bold every day with these motherfuckers winning.
Oh, dude, if when they get 3 losses, I'm popping open a bottle of a really nice beer or champagne. You ain't going 15-2, bitch. Woo!
He is assured. He is so certain that these motherfuckers are destined. And you know what? I don't want to see it happen for the simple reason is that these motherfuckers are so arrogant from a coaching and front office standpoint. They're so arrogant that they consider themselves the cream of the crop, even in the worst of times, and they're really not. And the fans mirror that arrogance. And there's nothing that I love to see more than an arrogant motherfucker have his dreams crushed right before our very eyes.
We're like the Notre Dame of the NFL, pretty much.
You know what I mean? The Notre Dame of the NFL. Yes. Perfect analogy.
As the great James Franco said, they hate us because they ain't us.
Yes.
They hate us because they ain't us. So these Seahawks, I got them in spare some change. I mean, it's all down.
I agree with that.
Yeah. They're
Russell Wilson, they're at that
down.
point.
Yeah.
It's all downhill from here.
It's a wrap.
Like, if the Steelers lose this game, you might as well pack the entire franchise and ship it down to Ohio. Like, it's bad. I mean, I said the same thing last year about the Bengals and how bad they were. So, I mean, as a Steeler fan, you learn to expect everything. So,
yeah. I mean, hey, man, I'm a Jaguar fan. You ain't telling me nothing I ain't already lived times 10. Last matchup of the evening we got, and this one is this is a good matchup too. We got the Buffalo Bills at Tennessee. Buffalo's minus 255. This is actually this is a potential, maybe not likely, but a potential AFC title game, right?
Potential. I don't know if I think Buffalo's got their ticket. I mean, right now they're looking like a team that's going to get their ticket stamped. I don't know about Tennessee, but Tennessee seems to.
Well, that's why I say potential.
So
yeah,
Tennessee can get their shit together and get consistent. Which they got time. They got about 3 more weeks before they actually need to be like. You need to be on top of your shit, and by week 9, you need to be on top of your shit.
There's going to be some battles in the playoffs, though. Battles. I am for it. I'm for it. It's going to be a good fucking playoff year. Oh, and it's a good thing, they got the extra team in there this year too. The extra team.
Right,
so.
that's right.
I would tell you, watching the championship Sunday when they're going for it, when NFL players are playing like they're back in college and it's a rivalry game and they are hitting and completing their hits, like because so championship Sunday is the real game, right? Because you make it to the Super Bowl, the pressure's off. You played in a Super Bowl, right? But that Sunday, no one remembers who fell short in the NFC or AFC championship.
They only remember.
Nobody
even remembers.
Right. You made it farther than everybody, but you didn't make it. So that's the best football to me is championship Sunday because guys go all out and it's not about the money at that point. It's
literally about punching your ticket for the once in a lifetime because, I mean, shit, dude, there are teams that we've seen in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl where you're like, damn, them motherfuckers are going to be good for a long time and they never make it back to the playoffs.
Yeah.
They never get back. And, look, I mean, my rookie year, that's what I felt. I felt like after my rookie year, I was like, we're going to be in the motherfucking playoffs every year. That was easy. I'm like, this is what they talk about. This is the NFL. This shit was easy. Motherfucker, 5-11, 7-9, 8-8. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't get back in the playoffs again my whole career. I'm like, shit.
I think Marino famously did that.
Yeah.
Guys really do. It's not about the money no more once you get in the playoffs. It's literally because everybody gets the exact same paycheck.
Well,
nobody gets paid anymore.
Yeah.
Everybody makes the exact same amount of money. So it's really literally about, man, this is our, if we're going to build a legacy, it's right now. It's time. So, but I think this is a good matchup. I think, I think Tennessee is in the fight for the right. They're kind of climbing back into it, even though they're top of the division, but in the grander scheme, they're really fighting for the right. But these motherfuckers are solid in there.
Yeah, if they were
solid,
guys,
absolutely.
They're solid in there. So, with all that being said, that is the Tiermaker.
We made
Took
it.
us a little bit longer tonight, but well worth it. Looks good.
Absolutely.
Looks more balanced than it was, the last couple weeks. We balanced it out some. But that is going to be it for this live stream, for this Lineman Life live episode. Before we head out, My guys, tell me what you got going on. 5 points.
I just released a video on stadium naming rights, but I got this. I'm working on another video. I did a really good video on Camden Yards and what it takes to hit the warehouse. I'm doing one on what it would take to break a window in the warehouse. And I went and calculated the exact distances. It's fucking sick, man. Like I don't have an engineering degree, but like I went and figured all this stupid shit out. It's going to be interesting for sure. Like, so one little fact before I leave. So the bottom 3 rows of windows on the warehouse. So the warehouse has never been hit by a batted ball in a game. The bottom 3 rows of the warehouse are all shatterproof glass. Oh, I'm going through and picking which ones where they wasted their money. I'm like, it is physically impossible to hit this window with a baseball.
To get the ball there. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the dumb shit that I do that people love for some reason.
Dude, that's interesting. That's like hella fascinating. Like
myself now.
Those are things that drew me to your channel when I first started watching it, because I saw your channel for the first time as it was one of the thumbnails that pops up at the end of a video. Funny enough, it popped up at the end of a sports ball like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and it was something on stadiums. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Probably critiquing every NFL stadium. Like,
yes. No, Super Bowls.
The Super Bowl stadiums. Yeah.
Bowls. And I'm like, oh shit, Jacksonville had a Super Bowl 1 year. Let me see what he says about that, because I had never seen the video. And I'm like, oh, fuck. It's like, the shittiest fucking Super Bowl in the history of Super Bowls. Jacksonville, Florida. Bar none. The worst fucking Super Bowl ever.
They were in not the worst. I think Tulane Stadium, actually the worst was Rice Stadium in Texas hosted a Super Bowl. And they're just, I can't believe that they hosted a Super Bowl, because I think they were waiting on the Superdome to be ready, and it wasn't ready. So they're like, let's go to Rice. Well, let's fucking, I've got a place. I got a spot. We can do the Super Bowl over here.
We got a place in the back.
And that stadium's shitty today. Still, like they still use it. It's terrible. So yeah, that was an interesting.
They still use the Astrodome.
The Astrodome is still standing, but it's.
No, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out what to do with it is the problem. They don't know what to do with the Astrodome. Like they want to demolish it, but like the city of Houston thinks that it's like a landmark. I'm like, that building ain't shit.
Motherfucker, demolish that shit, make it a parking lot, make some money off that motherfucker.
Yeah, sell it to Joel Osteen or something and have him put a church in there.
You know what I mean?
Don't give him ideas.
Justin, what you got, man? When you gonna put on a show for us with your band, with the jump set you got there behind you?
Yeah. It's coming. It's coming, I promise.
He's gonna have a concert down there.
Probably going to try to finish the Sopranos movies night.
Oh, you talking about the new one? Many Saints of Newark. I need to watch that. I heard it's really good. I need to watch Squid Game too. That's another thing I haven't watched yet.
I finished Squid Game this morning. I'm gonna tell you that shit'll fuck with you, man.
I love South Korean fucking movies and TV shows, dude. They're the best.
I lived in Korea.
Best.
I lived
in
Busan,
man.
I've been to South Korea.
Yeah, the culture is like it's very organized in Korea. So the way that it works,
South Korea was a blast. I had a blast when I was there.
In Korea, culturally, like if you're on the clock, if you're doing a job for someone and the clock is from like 9 to 5. You work every second that you're on the clock, right? Like, so you don't take a break. Like, you only take your lunch break. Like, it's very orderly. But as soon as 5 o'clock comes around in Korea, wrench is down. You ain't getting shit from anybody. There's no overtime. There's no, like, if I'm off the clock, don't fucking call me. Like that's the culture in Korea. But if I'm on the clock, I'll do whatever the fuck you want. But as soon as 5 o'clock comes up, like, it's orderly as shit. So once the day ends, it's done. It's finished. It's an interesting culture, to say the least. Yeah.
See, when I was there, I did a lot of. I went to, I'm an electronics cat, so like I went to the Samsung headquarters.
Oh, nice.
And then, you know, I just like, I went to the National Museum there, which was freaking awesome. And then, you know, I went out and I partied, and that shit was, their partying was up there. It was definitely up there. They party. Japanese party a little bit harder, but they party. And it was a good time. I mean, Seoul was nice, man. It was like, I felt like I was in one of the South Korean movies I watched. I was just like walking up the hills, stopping at spots, eating food. Oh,
street
hell
food and
yeah.
Seoul. Oh my gosh. You don't ask them what's in it. You're just like, all right,
just eat it. I didn't ask shit. I was just like, give me the food. Give me the food. They had Mariah Carey playing for Christmas music and shit. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Tree, what you got, man? I know you just dropped Sports Ball today,
I
right?
dropped Sports Ball. I'm working on a couple other vids, so I'm hoping to have them out in the next few days. Haters Guide to the NHL season. I know I'm pretty late on it. Usually get it out before the year, but I'm hoping for that either tomorrow or Friday at latest. And then I'm doing an individual video on the Packers-Bengals game because it was so crazy I couldn't fit it all on Sports Ball. It would have been like 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be dope. That's going to be dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one. All right, everybody. My next live stream will be on Friday. Friday live streams generally are casual Fridays, so I may be either reacting to a video or a movie sort, or I might be playing games and streaming, you know, like an NFL 2K stream, or any game that I particularly want to play. Might do MLB The Show this Friday because I've like been literally playing that for hours on this week. So that's what's kind of kept me from finishing up my damn O-line breakdown. But that is going to be it for us. Hope everybody here had a good time. Make sure you smash that like button if you haven't already done so, and subscribe if it's your first time. Subscribe to the Observer Lineman Uche Waneri. I appreciate you guys very much. We will catch you on next week's Tiermaker. Till then, everybody have a wonderful, wonderful week.
All right, I'll see you on Wednesday.